And we are back with the GSMC Wrestling Laureate Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. Just to kind of reflect on what we talked about real quick, we talked about our Monday Night Raw review. We talked about our WWE NXT preview. We talked about how AEW's future is looking definitely bright for Tony Khan. And we talked about, Becky Lynch's next move. Her contract, her contract expires soon, as of, I believe, tomorrow. So it should be interesting to kind of see how WWE decides to kind of fill in those rumors and those predictions that people said that she might be going all elite. Could possibly happen. Highly doubt it. But yeah, let's move on to our fifth and final segment. We have our Tuesdays, Today in Wrestling History. So, guys, today in wrestling history, we have in 1966 in Minneapolis, Minnesota, the Crusher and Dick became the new AWA, which is the American Wrestling Alliance, tag team champions, defeating Larry Hennig and Harley Race. I know for a fact that Harley Race was one of the best superstars in AWA. So, for the Bruisers to kind of go out and, do what they did best. And these guys just look massive. These guys look like they can kick ass. Kind of gives me like a Bob Backlund kind of feel. So definitely, proud of in 1966, these guys were able to establish their first World Tag Team Championship reign. So, absolutely love that. Next in 1996, WWF had In Your House 8. You had, matches featured. You had Mark Miro defeating Triple H. You had Shawn Michaels retain his WWF Championship against the British Bulldog. And you saw Goldust defeat The Undertaker in a casket match for the WWE Intercontinental Championship. Obviously, the man, I went to not Triple H. When The Undertaker was going to roll a beaten down Goldust into the casket, you saw none other than Mankind come out and give him the Mandible Claw, was able to kind of take him down, ultimately helping Goldust win the Intercontinental Championship. Sucks for The Undertaker, but you gotta love how Mankind, they kind of started that, that feud that would forever be known as, like, you had that Hell in a Cell match at King of the Ring, and it was a doozy. It was a pretty hardcore doozy, especially like after it, like where you thought like Mankind was gonna be like, oh, I don't want to fight the Undertaker anymore. He threw me through a cell. He threw me off the top of the cell. Like, I'm done with him. And like for him to kind of come back and kind of have that ongoing rivalry, that's pretty ballsy. That's pretty ballsy, man. Pretty ballsy. In 2001 on WWF Monday Night Raw, in Calgary, Alberta, Canada, you saw Chris Jericho defeat the Big Show for the Hardcore Championship. Chris Jericho's on his way up to the, to the backstage. He was climbing up the ramp. He was met by Rhino, who hit him with a gore. Rhino was the first ever WCW ECW competitor to win a title in WWF. So, definitely throwing, some, appreciation toward Rhino, but it is also the Hardcore Championship, which is, a championship's a championship, dog. I don't care what you have to say about it. It's not like it's not like Vince McMahon was backstage and was like, you know what, we got to throw these guys a bone so we stop getting scrutinized by the media saying that we treat these WCW, ECW guys like crap. That's probably what happened. Just kidding. No, that's probably, exactly what happened. But yeah, no, happy for Rhino. That's pretty effing cool in my book. So in 2017, day 2 of Progress, chapter 49, Super Strong 16 tournament was held in London, England. We had Toni Storm defeated Jeannie and Laura Di Matteo to win the Progress Women's Strong Championship, which is pretty cool. Like, this just shows how dominant, Toni Storm has been in AEW. She obviously has accolades all over the globe in, different wrestling stories, different wrestling promotions. So, gotta appreciate that strong style. Toni Storm is definitely, she has a bright future ahead of her. One of those superstars that WWE definitely dropped the ball 110%. So, yeah, she's not going anywhere. I feel like it's going to take somebody big for her to drop that AEW World Women's Championship. But, hey, that's just me. So, hey guys, hope you guys liked the show today. Remember, I go live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Pacific time, 11 p.m. Eastern time. Promise if you're on the East Coast and you're watching this, I promise it's worth it. Definitely love talking wrestling with you guys. Going to give you guys all the facts, all the analysis that I pick up from, studying and researching wrestling every single day, watching wrestling, of course. Love wrestling. Can't wait to watch WWE NXT. Can't wait to find out if Little Fettuccine 68 is speaking the truth about Jordan Grace becoming Roxanne Perez's new competitor for the WWE NXT Women's World Championship. So can't wait to see that. Thank you for tuning in to the GSMC Wrestling Laureate Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. Your support means a lot to us, so please remember to Superman punch that like and subscribe button to the show. Also follow us on Facebook, Twitter /X, TikTok, and Instagram for more content and updates. And just support us, guys. Here at the GSMC Sports Network, we love peace, love, and positivity all the way, baby, 100%. Like I always say before, if I haven't made you a wrestling fan by now, we have shows like the Andrew Tate Show. You have, From the Book Review Podcast, Sarah, her and Andrew Tate are absolutely killing it. I watched a little bit of their show today, and it was pretty cool. Sticking to sports, all the things surrounding sports, even some stories that it's entertainment. Sports is all about entertainment. You have the NBA, playoffs happening pretty big right now. My boy Nelson is on the call with the GSMC Basketball Podcast. We have Christopher with our Fantasy Sports Podcast. Both of those guys will be joining me Friday night, so do not miss that. It's pretty cool to kind of bring people from different perspectives, different backgrounds, and talk about wrestling. So definitely. And we also have the Chip Shot Podcast with Manny, football with Kenneth, football. Something about the NFL that they do really, really well is that even when they are not in season, every single time they drop a bombshell story, it's absolutely prominent in terms of news. And you can always count on Kenneth and Manny to kind of bring you those headlines. So why pay a fortune for ESPN and also Fox Sports, subscriptions? The GSMC Sports Network is absolutely free here on YouTube, so don't be shy of joining our bloodline of, podcasters. We love our audience. Definitely love and respect your guys' opinions. Let's talk sports. We're all connected through sports. So let's just love sports together. Let's love one another, be kind to one another, be generous. One act of generosity could do wonders just in the world of life, guys. So, hey, you heard it from your boy, GSMC Wrestling Laureate Podcast guy, your boy E here on the mic, always Monday through Friday, at 8 p.m. So, yeah, honestly, guys, thank you guys so much for, tuning into my podcast. We did a phenomenal job today. Love you guys, but definitely want to be here without you guys. Appreciate you throwing respect at my GSMC Wrestling Laureates.